Hello, everyone. So, for starting a new chapter of learnings, I, Sakshi Jain, and I have the pleasure of being your host for today, wants to extend a warm greeting and good afternoon to all of you present here. I hope you all are doing amazing. On behalf of whole SEMS family, I welcome you all for today's international webinar on topic digital innovation in agriculture sector. So, I see a quite number of people are joining us. Before I proceed, let me take a brief moment for the introduction of my organization. SEMS Welfare Foundation is a non-profit entity established to work in the areas of education, social welfare, women empowerment, skill development, entrepreneurship, livelihood generations, and etc. SEMS Group has conducted various international conferences, seminars, workshops, and webinars in emerging technologies in various parts of India and has an active network of 3,000 plus engineers, managers, researchers, etc. As discussed earlier, the topic for today's webinar is digital innovation in agriculture sector by speaker of the day, Mr. Tushar Singh. As we all know about the competition of job these days and vacancy of jobs available to us, looking opportunities is a very vigorous way. Yet, in the event that you follow the methods and have a strong system set up, you have a decent possibility handling the position you need. With huge number of graduates going up to get occupations in organizations across the world, one should expertise themselves in soft skills as well as search for creative ways to stand apart from the group. To discuss this in detail, I'm profusely delighted to have our guest speaker, Mr. Tushar Singh, sir. So, I would like to tell something about Tushar, sir. Tushar Singh is a young, innovative, and performance driven entrepreneur with a deep passion for technology and business, who has been exploring the startup ecosystem and building new innovative products and services. He has taken part at various startup events and displayed his exceptional skills and ideas. He is talented in many areas surrounding entrepreneurship, including but not limited to team building, management, business development, marketing, sales, innovation, and strategy. Apart from his entrepreneurial skills, he is also working in biotechnology related research work. The world is full of diamonds and gems, and we are having one of them here today to enlighten our event. So, without any further delay, I would like to give my heartiest welcome to our guest speaker, Mr. Tushar Singh. Over to you, Tushar.
Okay, thank you for inviting me on today's webinar. So today's topic for the webinar is digital innovation in agriculture sector. So here comes the word digital innovation before we discuss the digital innovation part in agriculture. So what is the digital innovation? So before going in the digital innovation part, first understand what is innovation. So innovation, if we define or if we say, it's just a practical implementation of the ideas that result in introduction of new goods or services or improvement improving the current offerings or the services or the products that a company is providing. It's basically the action or the process of innovating. And who do the innovation? So basically the entrepreneurs are the agents of the innovation. Innovation is what the entrepreneurs do. They do in a different context, like through startups, through social innovations, and even anyone or everyone who wants to make a change happen can take part in the process of innovation. Basically, innovation starts with the process of need or a challenge. Innovation basically deals with the problems of the society, major problems, and through the innovations, various type of innovations, people come out with the solutions and in the form of a service or a product, and that their customers pay for it. Basically, it's a very it's a cycle process. Like you have to think, you have to brainstorm on the solution for a particular problem. You have to make it like making a prototype of the product, making it more refined. Like if you what happens when you are innovating a product, then you have to be like make a prototype of it, test it, on few of your customers or few of the people, and if you can make it more efficient, or you can make any changes required to it, you can do that also. So let's come to what's digital innovation. What is digital innovation? Basically, digital innovation is implementing modern technologies, digital technologies, to solve the business problems by optimizing processes, improving customer experiences, and delivering new business models. Basically, the digital technologies have the potential to revolutionize the agriculture by helping farmers work more precisely, effectively, and in a very better sustainable way. Basically, what comes like digital, what is the digital innovation in agriculture? It can be AI, artificial intelligence, it can be big data, it can be blockchain technology, it can be many other things like IoT, Internet of Things, use of many things like nowadays drones is being used very frequently in the digital, or you can say in the digital part of the agriculture. So basically, the data-driven insights can provide decision making and practices, and help increase performance, while making farming jobs more attractive to the younger generations. Like the digital innovation is also able to attract the younger generation towards the farming thing. You might have seen in the news that some of the IIT dropouts or something, like big colleges students, they are dropping out their jobs, and they are leaving their jobs to come in this agriculture part. It's all happening because agriculture is also going nowadays in a digital way. So basically, what these type of data driven or data generation or advanced analytics do, they allow the farmers to make smart decisions and benefit from economical use of inputs and labors. For example, you can take agriculture, drone, satellite photography, sensors, IoT based sensor networks, weather forecasting, automated irrigation, light and heat control, even the intelligent softwares analysis for the pest disease prediction, soil management, and other analytical tools. So basically, if we move forward, sorry, one second. So what is the need for the digitalization in agriculture? Because digital innovation, as we have discussed, that innovation starts with the problem, a solution for a problem. So basically, what was the need for the digitalization in agriculture? We have various type of problems like bad weather, crop disease, low prices, the farmers not get the adequate amount of return on their products, lack of awareness about government schemes, not, they are not having better irrigation systems, inadequate farm equipments, and inadequate use of ICTs, and lack of marketplace to sell their products after they have been harvested. So basically, we look after the ICTs, information communication technologies. So basically, introduction about ICTs. What is ICTs? They are basically a tool. You can say they are basically a tool or application that permits the exchange or collection of data through interaction or transmission. It can range from radio to satellite images to mobile phones, or even the transfer of money that takes place, electronic transfer of money. So here we can see ICTs and digital tools has become indispensable in transforming the global food and agriculture sector, from fast and convenient information delivery to providing virtual marketplaces. In addition, the expansion of data collection methods and data-driven practices can now realize the potential of big data in agriculture, contributing to increasing predictability of events and facilitating the optimal use of resource. It is also important to keep in mind the challenges associated with agricultural projects designed with ICT and digital technologies and understand the factors that can help or hinder maximum input. Like if we take the new innovations in agriculture, what is trending nowadays is we can take the some of examples like indoor vertical farming, that you say hydroponics. It's also it's the whole digitalized thing. The hydroponics is also becoming digitalized. All the things you are getting on your smartphone or a tablet. The farmer or the owner of the vertical farm or the hydroponic farm is getting everything on their hands, in the hands, and they just have to check which part of these of their farm, or which which plants are getting affected, which plants need nutrient, which plant need water, everything. And that we call farm automation, or you can say farm management platforms also. What the some of the startups in India or in foreign countries also they are doing. You can say the utilization of drones, you can see in the picture. Like drones, you the advantages of drone in agriculture. They are equipped with cameras, sensors, and just they are going and monitoring the farms of the farmers, and they are giving their all the things like nutrient level, water level, the pictures of the plants, and they are checking if you talk about whole, they are checking the health of the your crops, and you are getting all those things in a very perfect manner in your devices, all the results, all the inputs. So basically, if we talk about the IoTs, use of IoTs, the Internet of Things in agriculture, like use of robots, drones, remote sensors, and computer imaging combined with machine learning, analytical tools for monitoring crops, for surveying your fields of the farmers, mapping fields, and providing data to farmers for rational farm management plans to save both money and time. So, what the smart farming that is based on the IoT technology enables the farmers to reduce the waste and enhance the productivity, ranging from quantity of fertilizer utilized to the number of journeys the farm vehicles have made, and enabling efficient utilization of resources like water, electricity. All those things are happening in the farm automation thing. So basically, if we look further, like as we know, the Indian agriculture contributes almost 20 to 22% of our GDP in a country like India. And it is very strange to know, like it is contributing only 20 to 25% in our GDP, and almost approximately 60% of Indians derive their livelihood from agriculture sector. Still, the contribution towards the GDP is very less, and it is the problem from many past decades. We are discussing this problem. So we need to bridge the gap between the people associated, or the farmers associated with the agriculture. The population of India, almost 60% of population of India is directly associated with the agriculture, but their income or the contribution towards the GDP is very less. So there is a gap, and these gap can be bridged with the use of these digital tools and the ICTs, the information communication technologies. And basically, if we talk in one line, if I say what the ICTs are doing, they are basically enhancing the agriculture production by providing real-time data to the farmers, and improving the market access. The farmers need two things. They want they have the things on their farm, like enhancing the agriculture productivity, and they want a place where they can sell. Nowadays also they are selling, but due to the expansion of these whole digital thing, or the scaling up the digital technologies in the agriculture sector, they are able to sell their things at the best possible price, because they can explore the market and the marketplaces where they can get the best price for their crops or for their products. If we move forward, if we move forward, as we know what is ICT. So what exactly is ICT? It's any, we can say, any device, tool, or application that permits the exchange or collection of data through interaction or transmission. Basically, it is an umbrella term that includes anything ranging from radio to satellite images to mobile phones or electronic money transfers also. So how these ICT tools are able to enhance or enable the poor farmers, and these ICT tools are able to help the poor farmers because the affordability and accessibility and adaptability, like because of these reasons. Like in the rural areas also, people are having nowadays mobile phones, and the expansion of infrastructure, basically the telecom services are also good, becoming good in the rural areas also. So because of this, these digital tools are able to find their way and provide the farmers with the best opportunity. So basically, if we look after the roles of ICTs in agriculture, so we have the first role is agriculture extension and advisory services. Like what the nowadays earlier what it was happening uh, we have research centers in India. Many of them were government organization, and they have their extension services. Like, for example, just take KVKs, Krishi Vigyan Kendras, where the extension agents transfer the knowledge of what the researchers are doing in the labs and in the research institutes. They are transferring their knowledge to the farmers going in the villages. So what happened when these digital tools came across in the agriculture, they are able to find the advisory services on their phone only, or in the digital way only. So the time delay of the transfer of information from the researchers to the farmers living in the villages is been reduced. So and next is it promotes the environmentally sustainable farming practices. Like ICTs improve access to climate smart solutions as well as appropriate knowledge to use them. They are providing the real time weather forecast also. When is the good weather coming, or you are having a bad weather, that all those information are also farmers are able to get nowadays. Next is disaster management and early warning system. Like ITCs provide actionable information to communities and governments on disaster prevention in real time, while also providing advice on risk mitigation techniques. Next, the role is like enhanced market access. ICTs facilitate market access for inputs as well as product marketing and trade in variety of ways. As I have said earlier, also, like due to these digital form, farmers are also able to find the better marketplaces. They can reach to the better buyers of their crops or the products at the best possible price. Next is the food safety and traceability. ICTs help deliver more efficient and reliable data to comply with international standards. Next is financial inclusion, risk insurance, and risk management. So ICTs increase access to financial services for rural communities, helping to secure savings, find affordable insurance, and tools to better manage their risk. We'll discuss about the financial thing in the next slide also. Next is ICTs widen the reach of local communities, including women and youth, and provide newer business opportunities, thereby enhancing livelihoods. And they also help in regulatory and policy making things also. Like ICTs assist with implementing regulatory policies, frameworks, and ways to monitor the progress. Like now government can also use these tools to monitor the progress of their schemes and benefits that, and due to the digital means, like farmers are getting a direct benefit from the government schemes also. Earlier it was happening that middlemen come in the whole scenario, and the benefits were either not received by the small farmers or the marginal farmers, or they were not able to get the adequate benefit. Like middleman gets in between all those schemes, and between the farmers, and they used to cut down the benefits. So through the digital means, government can also provide direct benefits to the beneficiaries. Next is types of ICTs, the information communication technology tools. So we have, as we see, we have various types of ICT enabled services that are useful for improving the capacity and livelihoods of mainly the poor smallholder farmers. And these tools are growing quickly also. So one of the examples of these services is mobile phones as a platform for exchanging information through SMSs and mobile applications also. Like many of the startups, what they are doing, they are making a mobile application where the farmers can get all the details about the farming, and all the advices, all the information, how they have to do, how, when, what amount of water, what amount of nutrients, what amount of fertilizers, everything they are getting on their hands through the use of mobile phones. Another would be the use of satellites and remote sensors to collect and transmit data. Like nowadays, what's happening? Farmers can get also, due to the use of the farm automation, farmers can get the satellite images and the use of various sensors. They can get the level of nutrients, which part of their field requires what amount of nutrient, and which part is okay. That all those things they are able to get. Next, you can see another widely used type of ICT services is accounting software, like that is the financial services, and GPS services for supply chain and financial management. Like GPS services, you can farmers are using, their products have reached the marketplace, or they can track where are their products and all those things. These many of the startups are doing these type of things, use of GPS in the supply chain of the in the agriculture sector. Basically, if we note, like ICT enabled services often use multiple technologies to provide information, not just relying on one technology. Like we have seen a few examples of increasing affordability and accessible ITC services available for the agriculture sector. But there are thousands of agriculture specific applications that are emerging, and that bring great promise, basically, especially for the small farmers or the marginal farmers. So there are two important things that the governments, especially for the developing country government, needs to take in account in their mind while framing any policy in the digital scenario of the agriculture sector. First, they should focus on empowering poor farmers with information and communication assets and services that will directly increase the productivity of the farmers and incomes, as well as protect the food security problem of the country. Second, they should try to harness the ICT effectively to compete in complex and rapidly changing global markets. So these two tasks are required to be implemented while making a policy, especially for the developing country, or implementation of a complex set of policy, investments and innovation, and capacity building measures. So, and providing benefits to the farmers, which will encourage the growth of the local community, and services for the especially for the rural economy. So it's also important to remember that ICTs and digital technologies are a means, not they are the end of the agricultural development. We should not think that the use or the implementation of the digital tools, it's just the end of agriculture development. It's just bridging the gap that we had earlier in our agriculture sector. It's these tools are just bridging the gap and just providing the benefits. So what's happening, like, we will find many evidence of ITCs and digital technologies that impact on agricultural development and rural poverty reduction, exploring the opportunities for long-term and expansive efforts like scaling the farm production thing also. Next, we should look the key drivers of ICTs in agriculture. So there are the basically five points we need to know. Like, first is the low cost and good connectivity. What is it? Firstly, what's happening, like the connectivity to the mobile phones, internet, and other wireless devices is making ICT devices and services more affordable in ways that they can also extend access, especially to the small scale farmers. Mobile phones are really, and they are the, like you can say, godfather of ICT use in agriculture. So, and next is the adaptable and more affordable tools. Basically, the proliferation of adaptable and more affordable technologies and devices also increased ICT's relevance to the small-holder agriculture farmers, and the innovations that has come across in the agriculture had reduced the purchase power of phones, laptops, scientific instruments, and various type of like specialized softwares also. Agriculture innovation in developed countries have become more applicable to developing country needs. In if we talk about in particular, mobile based applications are becoming more suitable for poor and isolated communities, especially through the use of smartphones. And next is the advances in data storage and exchange. So as we have come across the role of data in our day to day life, so the data is also playing big role in the agriculture sector also. So what's happening, increased data storage capacity and ability to access data remotely and share it easily has improved the use of ICT in agriculture. Like sharing knowledge and exchanging data created opportunities to involve more stakeholders in agriculture research, like advances in data storage and sharing improved ability to exchange information between departments and levels of governments, and avoid the exchange of data and data storage to the digital platform has also the main benefit is that it is able to from by this way we are able to avoid costs associated with data transmission charges. Like earlier, the extension agents used to go and transfer the data, the benefits of the scheme, or introduce new schemes what the government have introduced to the village in the villages and to the farmers. And now the use of the digital tools, mobile phones and all those things, use of even the televisions and radios also, people are becoming aware of these things, and these have mainly cut down the costs associated with the data transmission charges. Next is the innovative business model and partnerships. Basically, the development and the use of many types of ICT originated in the public sector but were quickly dominated by the private sector, with their profit potential become very clear. Like, the public sector maintains great interest in these tools, information communication technology tools, as a means of providing better public services that affect the agriculture, such as land registration, management of the farm, agriculture extension services, as well as connecting with the citizens and managing internal affairs. Unlike other development strategies, which often struggle to survive or be scaled up because the public sector cannot fund them, the development strategies featuring ICT enabled from growing private sector interest and public demand. Just we can take example in the last year we had farmer laws, and government has introduced the public partnership these type of schemes. uh, Farmers, by that farmers can be able to pre-sell their crops or the products, agriculture products, before it is harvested, so they have something in their hand before the cropping season is end. These type of things. So basically, therefore we can say ICTs benefited from growing private sector interest and public demand. Next is the last key driver is the democratization of information. So basically, the democratization of information and the science facilitated by the ICT also contributes to agriculture and rural development in a more broad manner. Vast quantities of information held by institutions and individuals are becoming visible, publicly accessible, and reusable through the open access movement. Like the expansion of open access software also enables grassroots communities, like the farmers living in the villages, to share the knowledge with one another. Like social media once used purely for the entertainment, has a great potential to be used for the knowledge sharing and collaboration. Nowadays what's happening, people, many farmer communities are making Facebook groups, and they are exchanging their knowledge about the cropping patterns, and they're exchanging they are making small organizations, and they are doing these crowdsourcing things. If we talk about the crowdsourcing, in which the scientists and the government and the various development organizations request the feedback from farmers and consumers through devices like mobile phones, for to facilitate the agricultural development and the exchange of information. Next, we should look about the digital building blocks and digital development. So today, like, emerging digital technologies have the potential to transform the global food system as a whole by lowering the cost to scale, accelerating innovation, increasing transparency in food systems, enabling consumers to make more informed choices, and allowing policymakers to engage in evidence-based policymaking. And this evidence-based policymaking can only be possible with the real-time exchange of the information from the bottom level to the top level. Because if the government is unaware of the what the farmers are having problems in real time, or in the recent, or you can say in the past few months, they are able to know those things. So the policy making or the policy framing should be also inclined towards the needs of the farmers that they are facing in the real time. While the ICT and digital technologies are not completely exclusive, digital transformation often comes with the notion that digital technologies redesign business processes and create new values in the various ways, like going beyond the use of digital technology as a tool. Like in this sense, digital technologies can serve as platforms and mediums of achieving development goals, in addition to the ICT's roles of a tool for development. Like if we incline with this idea, the World Economic Forum identifies that digital building blocks such as big data, the Internet of Things (IoT), AI, artificial intelligence, and machine learning and blockchain, use of blockchain in agriculture, in addition to new physical systems and advances in science, are expected to disrupt the global food system. So, and now the principles of digital development. So, just we look at the principle of digital development. There are basically a set of nine guidelines to promote effective practices in technology enabled programs for international development and cooperation. So, the first one is designed with the user. Like you should be inclined towards the need of the farmers while designing any product or any policy or anything. Next is the understanding the existing ecosystem. You need to understand what's happening currently in the current scenario, what's happening in the whole scenario, and design for scale. It's not that we should design with the user and design any product. We should always try to design for scale also. Like if you are having something and any product, or you are selling, or you are doing anything, you need to scale. And next is the build for sustainability. We should also go green. We should also incline towards the sustainability. Be data driven, as we know that today or in the coming years, data would be the real fuel for the development of any field. So we should be data driven, and these data should be collected in real time from the farmers, and these the real time data collection can be only possible if we use or we harness the use of digital technologies. Next is the use open standard and open data, open source, and open innovation. Like we earlier, what's happening, like all the things were closed. Like the people were not able to participate, or the farmers were not able to participate in the any of the policy making, even the policy making, or even any type of innovative things. So we need to make it open innovation, open source, open data. So the best example is the blockchain system. Like in the blockchain, what it can be done. Like the all the stakeholders can use the information, can put their like informations, their needs, or they can basically they can interrupt in those things. It's a whole the open scenario. Next is the reuse and improve. Next is data privacy and security, and last one is be collaborative. Next is the key benefit of mobile phones in agricultural livelihoods. Mobile phone is a very basic digital tool uh, that is helping the farmers also. Like the first, we can see like the use of mobile phones like across the global scenario, in the global scenario, has affected the agriculture in various ways. Like these phones are being used to help the farmers raise their income, making making agricultural marketing more efficient, lowering the information cost, like we have discussed earlier. The use of digital tools have lowered these information like transferring information from bottom to top, and lowering the information cost, reducing transportation costs, and providing a platform to deliver services and innovation, and bringing innovations also. So if we look after that, if the potential of these trends can be realized more widely, especially in rural areas, in a better way, and then the every aspect of the technology is changing rapidly. It might be public sector, it might be private sector, it might be private for it, or even the government with the number of strategies to ease the digital divide. Like we have the bridge between the it's bridging the gap between the government policies and the farmers. Next, we should look a small case study about the Kerala fishers. It's about the Kerala fishers. So what has happened, if we look like earlier the fishers of the Kerala use they were not using mobile phones. Okay. And we will compare. Earlier they were not using the mobile phones, and when they started using mobile phones, what changes and what benefit they they got from the use of digital tools. So as you can see, there is a graph, and let's have a small thing, a small introduction what happened. As the mobile phones coverage increased in the Kerala, especially in the fishermen's bought phones and started using the phones and calling people along the coast to look for the beach auctions, when because when they go in the middle of the like sea, they catch they used to catch the fishes and return to the coast, and then they used to sell. Now by the use of mobile phones, what's happening that they are calling directly to the people to look for the beach auctions, where suppliers were lower and prices higher than their home beach. Like they can even contact to the people far from their homes or home beaches. They can contact them also for the better price. So what happened, like by calling and getting the information about the prices for their product for their catch, they rapidly learn to calculate whether the additional fuel cost of sailing, like they have to go if they have to go far to sell their for sell their catch, and they are getting like a good amount of price for their products. So they used to calculate, like the fuel cost is additional fuel cost, and is justified or not. So basically you can see the what happened, like by the use of mobile phones, the income of the fishers increased. They improved the efficiency of markets. They were able to explore more market, more buyers for their catch, and reduce the waste and improve the welfare. So what's happened in this figure, you can see, like earlier the fish wastage, because they are not, the wastage were due to mainly because they were not able to sell, or because they were not able to sell at the right time. And if the wastage was much more, like 5 to 8%, it was earlier, it was 5 to 8%. And when they started, you can see, when they started using the mobile phones, the wastage is reduced to zero, because they were able to pre-book pre-sell their catch of the fishes. And the prices also, you can see, and the volatility of the prices reduced and increased the average prices. And you can see the cell phone purchased when from this reason. Some people like some people started using this and seeing the other fishers. The other fishers also start using the mobile phones, because they were getting benefited. Like if I talk about the data, the fishers who were using mobile phones on average increased the profits by almost 184 rupees per day, compared to the 97 rupees for the non-users who tended to follow the mobile users further. So boats with mobile phones gained more more benefit, in part because they were on average larger boats and thus catch more fish, and because they were more likely to be able to profitably exploit the small remaining attribute opportunities. So the net increase of 184 rupees per day in profit for phone users could make more than like they can also cover the cost of the mobile phones with this profit. If they add if they calculate the 2 months profit with 184 rupees, they can get back their the cost of mobile phones that they purchased within 2 months only. So this how this the Kerala fisher community got benefit from the from the use of digital tools such as a simple tool mobile phone. Next, a common type of ICTs, like information communication technologies. We have for the raw data collection or the remote sensing things, we have GIS, like geographical information system. And basically, what is GIS? GIS is an organized collection of computer hardware, software, and geographical data and personal to to effectively capture, store, and update, manipulate, and analyze, display all forms of geographical information. Next is the GPS, Global Positioning System. It's basically what these systems do, that satellites broadcast signals that allow GPS receivers to calculate their position, and this information is provided in real time, meaning that continuous position information is provided while in motion. Next is like satellite images that farmers are getting if they are having a big field. Next is aerial photography and laser scanning, all those things. And next is making sense of data, like information management technologies, like data mining, data mediation. And next is getting results to stakeholders, like through SMS, radio, Wi-Fi, and knowledge management system. And next is preventing how digital tools, these tools are preventing disease and pest management. So what's happening nowadays, like um, plant protection and livelihoods, like we are using radio frequency identification to prevent and treat cattle diseases. And next is integrated pest management system. The low frequency array system using sensors to monitor and treat pests. We are using a system that is able to find out which part of the plant or which part of the field is damaged, or due to the due to the effect of various type of insects and pests. And next is the crop protection advice, like using mobile phones or send out monthly text messages about the disease incidents to the researchers and receive advice from them. Like with the use of digital tools, farmers are able to convey the convey their problems directly to the researchers, and they can get the real time advice through the use of mobile phones and all those tools. So by the use of these all digital tools, you can say how like earlier the farmers and the extension agents, agriculture research, policymakers, education, farmer organization, they all were separated. So basically, what if in one line you have to understand what these tools, digital innovations are doing? They are connecting or bridging the gap between these all the stakeholders, so they can increase when, for example, you can just understand when a single person is doing, it might take a little more time to do that job, and when the group of people come, the job can be done in a better, in a more efficient way, and in a more productive way, or in a less time. So like that only, these digital tools are bridging gap between these stakeholders and increasing the benefit, and all the people are benefited, like policymakers and are also benefiting from this, that they are getting the real time real time problems of the farmers. Agriculture research institutes are also getting real time problems from the farmers. Extension services are also able to provide real time advices to the farmers. Farmer organizations are also able to convey like in this ecosystem. Next is the ICT and rural financial ecosystem. So how these you can say how these ICTs and digital tools are harnessing the financial services. So basically, if we look what financial services farmers require. So basically, farmers require credit system, and saving account, and transfer and payment facilities, and insurance. So what's happening like in these in nowadays, like ICT and digital tools introduce new channels for delivering financial products and services to the rural sector. Also, it has the potential to reach farmers, intermediates, entrepreneurs, and rural people more directly than traditional brick and mortar bank branches or microfinance offers. In this figure, you can see the financial providers like government, commercial banks, microfinance institute, other financial service provider, mobile operators, traditional instruments were credit, saving, and insurance. And when you can see the ICT enabled things, mobile finance has like NBFCs, various type of NBFCs and private players are coming in the whole scenario to help the farmers. Branchless banking, ATMs, smart cards. So these all are helping the farmers, intermediates, even the entrepreneurs. Like you might have known seen in the news or anywhere, like one of the farmer from any village have developed something innovative product. So he is what he's doing the same thing that entrepreneurs do. So he also need to scale up his innovative product. So he needs money, he needs connections, and all these things are uh, he is able to get due to the use of these all digital tools, digital means, you can say. So like you can say interventions of ICT and digital technologies can introduce new players and lead to greater competition into the finance sector. Like institutions or agencies that are not banks may start providing rural financial services. Like we can say mobile financial services. Even you can see the even the sorry yeah mobile money services, such as like you can say many of the NBFCs are doing through mobile applications, providing credit based on the all those your CIBIL score, all those things. So we have discussed the branchless banking, like field agents and equipped with the mobile phones or point of sales devices can serve as mobile branches. Agents provide financial services to the small farmers, take deposits, provide financial information, and keep records of their clients. ATMs, mobile ATMs are also there, and use of smart cards. These are all those things. So these tools or digital technologies can make financial services more available in rural areas through mobile phones, internet, point of sale devices, and field agents. Like they promote transparency, accountability, and financial discipline among all the account holders, whether they are in farming business or other type of businesses. So impact of ICTs on farmers. We can see pricing. The first impact was price. Like farmers were able to information network and stability of price structure, like the way the product is sold, and what type of product being marketed. And the next impact was on delivery of rural services, like additional agriculture trade could emerge by the extended distance of wireless signals, sharing the benefits, like ensuring both the rural producers and urban consumers benefit from the transaction cost reduction by ICT uses could be beneficial. Like now farmers are able by the use of digital tools or digital services, they are able to directly sell their products to the people, to the urban consumers also. And all those things are taking place in the digital platform only. They are getting their money directly in their account, and all those things are happening. So need for market information, like what is the need of market information that these digital tools are providing to the farmers, basically to get the general overview of the market. Next is to know about the product specifications, what the specifications that products have. Next is what are the marketing needs, how the farmers need to market their products. And next is key contacts. And next is the price of location, where the farmers can get the best price, which at which location they can get the best price for their products. And they can easily negotiate with multiple buyers from the place, from their place only. So what these things are doing, these digital tools are doing, they are broadening and deepening the networks. They are making good. They are helping the farmers to make good marketing plans, improving the negotiation power of the farmers, and the informal use of inputs, future production and marketing choices, reduce logistics and transportation cost. Many of the startups are also providing they are taking the crops and the like products from the farmers directly from the villages, and taking to their point of sale stores, where they are selling these things to direct consumers. And next is the innovative partnership. It is very important. Like public private partnerships can offer the best way forward. Like and due to the use of the digital tools, uh, farmers can directly collaborate with the big companies also, MNCs also. For example, just take, if a farmer is producing potato at a big scale, so he can by digital intervention in the sector, he can directly negotiate or talk to the big MNCs who are making chips or, for example, any products related to potato, and he can directly sell, have he can also have a contract beforehand only. And improved, last one is the effects of the ICTs on agriculture, helping on agriculture marketing, processing stage and storage, transportation and logistic, sales and marketing. They are helping in these ways. So if we talk about the production, like pre-production decision based on accumulated market knowledge and intelligence, like due to the use of digital tools, farmers are able to take pre-production decision based on what the market needs, and what are the needs of the market. And the next one is harvesting, primary processing and storage. So harvesting dates affected by market prices, grades adjusted on the basis of market information, storage decision based on the market knowledge and access and the cost of the storage. Mainly the real-time market research that farmers are doing nowadays by the use of mobile phones. And next is the transportation and logistic thing, like arranging the aggregation of product and consolidating of loads, seeking lower cost transportation and improve arrangements, how they are transporting their products to the consumers, or to the next like to the wholesalers or even the buyers. And they can do the sales and marketing things also of their product. They can increase the knowledge about, if they are having some producing any unique products. They can use the social media platforms also, or various digital tools to make share the knowledge about their product to the consumers or direct beneficiaries. Next is, here are the some ITC platforms that we are having nowadays, like ITC e-Chopal, Farmers Portal, and Kisan Call Center, M Krishi, and there are various mobile apps for agriculture, Kisan Suvidha, Pusa Krishi, Agri Market, IFCO Kisan app, Kheti Badi, Mandi Trades, and many of the There are like number of startups now in the present time in India, and they have their own apps, and they are doing their business with the farmers in their own way. Next is a portal named as enam. So basically enam is an online trading platform for agriculture commodities in India. The market this market facilitates farmers, traders and buyers with online trading and trading in commodities. It helps in providing the better price discovery and providing facilities for the smooth marketing of their products. So what's happening, like just a farmer can, it's a basically a government portal, and farmer can register themselves, and next their product go for the sampling, and the quality assurance team does the thing, and they can do the online trading, and then invoicing, sale arrangement agreement, and uh, and next the online payment thing happens, challan check, all those things, and the post trade goods return permit, all those, it's a flow. You can see the flow of how the enam portal works, and all the payments, these are directly done to the farmers accounts. So conclusion is that if we talk about the digital innovation, or the innovation can provide an opportunity for agriculture producers to increase productivity while better managing natural resources, to ensure long-term viability and reduce the negative environmental impacts of production, such as pollutants and waste, you can say. So basically, if we conclude, there are three key aspects that I would like to share to consider when analyzing the impact of ICT, that ICT is bringing to the farmers in context of market access. Though, so the first is the scale of the effect of ICT on farmers' prices could depend on a number of factors, which includes like the effectiveness of the former market information network that already exist, and the stability of the price structure, and how the product is sold, and the type of product being marketed. And lastly, as although ICT appears to reduce transaction costs, uh, in the most of these cost savings to the traders who invested in mobile phones, like all those things. So if we talk about if I say something about future trend of ICTs and digital tools, so the use of ICT tools in ensuring the market access for smallholder farmers has has grown, and will evolve rapidly over the coming years, and this trend is forecast to continue. Future trends in ICT will center on improving existing services and developing new capacities focused on internet access, smartphones, social media, and digital collection and integration for the user by IoT services. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tushar, for this really very informative and incredible session. This was a really very amazing session. The webinar was really very amazing. I would like to propose heartiest vote of thanks to you for gracing today's webinar. Your presence and wise words helped us magnifying in the best possible way. I hope all the participants learned a lot from this webinar. I would like to say thanks for giving us your valuable time, and I'm delighted to be a part of today's webinar. A good event never ends in the world. They take only a pause and keep us awaiting for the next. All good things eventually end. I consider everyone as fortunate that they become a part of this webinar, which was full of knowledge, which makes difficult to say goodbye. And remember, don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel. Thank you so much, everyone, for cooperating with us. Again, thank you all for attending today's international webinar. And if you have additional questions, you can contact us by email or telephone. We're happy to provide additional support to you. Optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Nothing can be done without hope and confidence. So stay connected with us for new learnings. I, Sakshi Jain, your host for today, signing off on a cheerful note. Have a wonderful day. Thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you so much.